Hello, and welcome back to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria here. Now, we just finished defeating the Rack Hive about 5 minutes ago for me. Took a little bit of a water break, whatnot. But we are continuing our Deathless challenge of Borderlands, having beaten, the fourth from the last boss now without dying? I'm feeling pretty good about this. But the wonderful thing about gaming is it ain't over till it's over. So, with that in mind, we are continuing where we left off. Oh, wow, he's a big one. We are continuing where we left off, and what we're going to do is we are going to open the gateway to reach Baron Flint, and then we are going to go for a cleanup round to finish every side quest up to this point in the game. There is 1 to 2 exceptions, but we will talk about them when we get there. For now, just know that we are rolling in the end game now, with only 3 bosses left. Baron Flint, the Master MacLeod of the Crimson Lance, and our final boss of the game. It is time for us to start preparing to tackle the end game. Now, at level 32, we are on par to tackle Master MacLeod without much of a concern. Okay, that's just a claptrap. I'll worry about that later. There isn't much cause for alarm or concern. So, assuming that we get a chance to clean all this up quickly and within a reasonable span of time, we will be seeing the end game possibly within 3 to 4 videos. But 3 to 4 videos, that's still another half an hour each. That's 2 more hours-ish at my current speed to take down one of the toughest enemies in the game. A lot can happen in that time. So, given that we are going to be saying hello to Patricia Tanis and multiple other characters, or multiple other missions and side quests, I think we are going in the right direction. Now, recently I have been mentioning on a fairly regular basis that I also take video requests. Now, at the moment, I do have 2 requests open, which means that I am full. The plan is to move them in on rotation with the 3rd or 4th with a game of my choosing, just to keep things moving and keep things slightly different, or continuing in a rotation of sorts, so that I'm not playing the same games on repeat or the same type of game on repeat. Because it's great if every other challenge is Borderlands and I can tackle 2 to 3 of them at a time. It's something entirely different to tackle a game like Halo. Halo is different, but it's very similar in the same light. It is another shooter, just with a different batch of enemies, so to speak. Thus, I will be completely finishing the Borderlands challenge before I start on the Halo challenge. The good news is that there's a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of room to continue this channel because at the end of the day, what matters is that we don't give up. We keep on keeping on. Okay, so upon the completion of this challenge, you've probably already seen it that I have started attempting to complete the main story of Need for Speed Most Wanted with every vehicle. I think that this is possibly slightly more insane than what I'm doing. And if I'm being honest, there is a lot to say about it. But for now, we are going to keep doing what we're doing because that's what matters. And given that we actually have high speed on our side in here, we can get from A to B to C to D and do our cleanup in relatively short order. The Dull Headlands. Picturesque as far as these locations go. Makeshift ramps made out of old siding. Hoodoos dotting the landscape. Ancient caverns filled with ghosts of a civilization long past. What's not to love? Personally, I think my favorite thing about this area is the fact that we have exactly one more mission to complete in this area, which is to collect the lockbox. And our shield, huge boost. Yes. Okay. Huge boosts all around. Anyways, I will meet you in New Haven. And it appears that there are no side missions in New Haven. So I guess we're heading to the next region. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. But be that as it may, surprise or no surprise, we've got a lot of ground to cover. Starting with talking to our friend Crazy Earl once again. Because Earl doesn't really ever quit, does he? Yeah, I know he has more missions for that chump bounty hunter. But also, you really can't, nothing in this area can really hurt us anymore, which is kind of the point. And now that we're back here, we'll tackle these skags that pop up through here. Because there's really not much reason not to. We got some missions from Earl to save Earl's best friend. How heartwarming. All right. Next, we're going to tackle yet another side area, specifically the next arena. Now, I did specify prior that challenging arena type missions is a death sentence. And in some way, shape, or form, this is accurate. The next arena is a bandit arena. While the last one was the Circle of Death, challenging various skags, the Circle of Slaughter, being all about bandits, theoretically has a lot more space for you to do what you need to do. However, it is also much, much harder because it is very willing to throw enemies of high caliber at you all at once. So, we're going to attempt a couple of, or the first one, see how we do for ammo, attempt the second, see how we do for ammo, but I doubt we're going to hit the third one today. Because we'll probably have to take a bit of a break to do some regen, so to speak. This is to be expected in this kind of environment. But I'm taking a bit of a gamble going in here. It's a level 26 mission to handle the first one. Thus, we have 6 levels on this challenge. First enemies coming out. Level 25 Thug. We still have access to that ridiculous shield that I liked. So in theory, I've got plenty of room still to do what I need to do. We have the Flood of Flesh, aka the Horde Wave. Okay, one down. Round 1 is done. That actually wasn't too bad. Really good ammo right now. He popped like a grape. Don't like it. Don't want it, don't want it. I want this one. We are going to attempt round 2. But given how many bandits they brought out or not bandits, close range fighters they brought out this time. Oh, geez, did they ever up the ante? Got you in my sights. Two down. Got the two heaviest hitters still bunched up in the entryway there. Okay, I've got some time now. Just gonna quickly duck out of the battle long enough to tackle this guy in a more consistent manner. Okay, well, I don't think we're doing the third one yet. Because while it is the final round, it is also by far the hardest. So, anyways, as I was saying, we are going to finish most of the side missions in this, or the rest of the side missions at the Trash Coast. Sorry about that glitch there, just had some camera issues. I know better than to tempt fate and challenge the final round as of yet. I gotta wait at least a little bit longer. So we're gonna head to, I think, Old Haven first, because there's nothing there that we haven't already defeated, and it's technically the lower level location. Anyways, we're doing the next main mission, which is Not Without My Claptrap, which requires us to come into New or Old Haven, sorry, and get to the far end of town to break a Claptrap out of jail. On its own, this mission isn't all that bad. But as we're going back through old territory that is, shall we say, highly volatile, it's best to keep rolling. And constantly prioritizing enemies that are higher damage, so to speak, so that we can keep making progress. But we've almost made level 33, which means really there's not much more that can be done that's going to make our opponents much weaker comparatively. But we do have to be, but I do have to be kind of cautious going forward right now. If I end up in a location that I am unprepared for my enemies, they're going to wipe me out very quickly. And because this entire area is completely infested with the Lance, it's going to be more about tackling them than anything else. But we've almost got to tackling that Claptrap and saving him. We've got the Claptrap freed. We just have to... Come on. Thank you. We are heading off to get the final piece of the puzzle. All right. So we have completed the last main mission for this area. Really the only main mission of this area. And we are now entering what I'll call the final gauntlet. Unfortunately, I know from experience that the final gauntlet is hectic. Oh, yay, is he finally here? Oh, joyous day! I don't need to make another trip into Old Haven here. Perfect. So we just got to collect one item. Which we will get by jumping from up here to over there at an awkward angle. Bam. Repair kit collected. And we get to leave Old Haven for the last time. So, we will unlock our newest storage deck upgrade, make a hasty escape, and we're back at the Trash Coast entryway. Looking pretty good for time right now. So what we'll do is, I think I'm going to cut her short here, just because we've done a few side missions already. Actually, no. Let's not and say we didn't. We will finish this area, and then we will cut her short and see what we can get into next time. Meet you on the other side. And we're back and better than ever. Or so I've been told. Well, unfortunately, the question is left or right. We're going left. Now, the reason for it comes down to claptrap, actually, as well as the larva crab worms. The crab worms are not that big a deal anymore. We have gained enough experience for this. But it's best to get all of our side missions at the same time so that we're not retracing and retracking steps multiple times. At least in my experience. But we're going into another bandit base. I am a little sans. Oh, there we go. I got my bullets back. Perfect. Well, in that case, we're going to talk to Claptrap. And we're going to take down as many of these guys as we can. Crab worms are pretty resistant to electricity, so no worries there. And because what we're looking for is on the edge of a pipeline, that we can actually access from up here. We'll grab that first. Luckily, we are standing in just the right spot. We'll grab that, jump down, and wouldn't you know it, we also have some Sithid to take care of. 3, if my memory serves. Because we have Bleeder here. Bleeder is a desert Sithid that is considered a mini-boss enemy. Special enemy only shows up under specific circumstances. Also, kind of a nasty looking enemy. But, be that as it may, ew, go down. Ugly thing. We've got him down. We have the Sithid crawlers to take out. These are level 27s that just absolutely got stomped and are worthless to us at this point in time. Atlas firearms are considered the best of the best. Dulls are second, if I'm being honest. Hyperion has a lot going for it in terms of basics, but generally speaking, Hyperion weapons do not do the job properly, in my opinion. What I do get to say, without a doubt in my mind, is that we are moving on up and moving on out of this area relatively quickly. Our next stop is going to be to tackle a spider ant queen. Because we are doing the old bait and switch. But we need bait to switch it with. Nice. So, we're going to get the abdomen of a spider ant queen. Huh. Lots of random junk in here. A lot of these trees actually remind me a bit of Jacob's Cove, one of the DLC locations in this game. Well, that was a spider ant queen. It's not the one we are looking for. What we're looking for is Queen Tarantella. Okay, just gotta take down Queen Tarantella. Come on. I wasn't expecting this one to get glitched like I did some of the older bosses. Like Scar, for example. But Scar was also a slightly different circumstance. This one is, the size of a small bus, whereas Scar was just unlucky. Awesome. We have a bunch of level 9 spider antlings, which do absolutely nothing here. One corruptor, which shouldn't be too bad. Two corruptors, technically. Come on. Spider ant worker, a oversized launcher. Nikola Tesla is a friend of mine. One more corruptor. Another worker. A gyro. A gyro? Gyro sounds about right. Okay. So we took down the queen. We just got to grab the abdomen now. Yoink. Take that with me. Yeah, this is running longer than expected. I'll meet you in a second.